Hi, and congratulations on your 2021 Nissan Sentra S. This is a great vehicle, and although it's the entry-level model, there is nothing entry-level about this. We're going to do a review on the features that you got with your new Sentra, and at the end, if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You can call, text, email, or stop in, and we'll answer any questions that you have. Let's have a look at your new vehicle. We're going to start right here at the infotainment system, where you've got a beautiful 7-inch touchscreen display. Everything is easy to set up here, and for your audio, we've got AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, and auxiliary for your inputs that you can use here. For your settings, we're going to hop in. First thing that we're going to do is fix our clock, because it's 1 hour behind. We're going to hit clock, and in this case, I'm just going to hit daylight savings time on, and my clock is all fixed. Now, if I needed to fix the time, I could set clock manually, AM, FM, and then the hours and minutes. Press OK once you're done. Everything's all set here, and it adjusts it over here on the driver's assist display screen as well. So now we're going to back out of here. To set up your phone, you're going to go into connections, and then you're going to hit add new. Then on your phone, if you have an Apple phone, you're going to go into settings and Bluetooth. If you have an Android, it's settings, connections, and Bluetooth. From there, you're looking for My Sentra. Once you tap on that, again on the Apple phone, wait for the number to pop up here, confirm it on your phone screen, press pair and then allow. On the Android phone, you're going to press OK when you confirm the number, and then you're going to press allow twice. Now also, if you have an Android phone and there's a lock screen on it, before you fully get out of there, you're going to back out to the main settings on your phone. Then you're going to go down to smart lock or security, and then smart lock. And then you're going to go into trusted devices. You're going to add a trusted device, and you're going to add My Sentra. If you don't do this, your phone will disconnect before you hit the end of your driveway. We're going to back out of here again, and we're back to where we started. Down below, we have all of our climate controls, very easy to operate. Oh, I did forget to mention up here, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. Down here, I've got my fan speed for the climate control. I've got my temperature gauge. I can pick and choose where my airflow is going to go, and I do have heated seats here as well, and air conditioning. So great features for an entry-level model. I've got my USB and auxiliary ports down below, as well as a 12-volt power port where you can plug an adapter in. My start button is right here, which with my foot on the brake, I press and let go of the start button while keeping my foot on the brake until the vehicle starts. With my gear shift, I do have a sport mode right here. So if I go down to drive, which I can see up on the screen, I'm going to push this button in back here, and we see S down beside the D. That's sport mode. If you're losing your passing lane and want to get out and around somebody in a hurry, if you hit that button, you'll go into sport mode. Your RPMs will rev a little bit higher, but you will have more responsiveness from your motor as you'll have more torque. Just don't forget to take it back out of sport mode once you get where you want to be, because it is a little bit harder on gas. Up here in the steering wheel, I've got my cruise control button, which shows up at the top of the screen there. From there, I can set, resume, cancel, increase the speed or decrease the speed. My Bluetooth hands-free is right here. So this button will answer a call or hang up. Well, this button will allow me to make an outbound call. It will also access the voice recognition system. So if you have an Apple phone, you can access Siri. If you have an Android that's newer, you can access Google Assistant. On the left side of my wheel over here, I've got my volume for my radio. Makes it very easy to operate. Also, I've got buttons here that will allow me to go through my presets. So if I look over here, I'm on preset number 4. If I press my left arrow, it goes 3, 2, and then the right arrow goes back up. And then my OK arrow with my OK button with the arrows around it, and the back button are for my driver assist display screen up here. So with this, we're going to go through. Oh, and I just changed my lights to auto. It shows you that right on the screen. Really neat. So from here, I have a digital speedometer along with average speed. Now there are up and down arrows at the top and bottom of the screen. So I'm going to hit down, and I see a blank screen there. We'll fix that in just a moment. I'm going to press and hold the OK button to reset my average speed. Next screen to my right is my average fuel economy, which I am going to reset. It's very high, but we'll see why in a second. So again, press and hold the OK button. Next screen over to the right, this is why. In 57 minutes, it's only gone 14.6 kilometers. So we're going to press and hold the OK button, reset all of that. But again, I see up and down arrows. So now if I go down, I see a tire pressure monitoring system. Once you start to drive, all four wheels will populate individually. Now, whether you're on this screen or any other screen, if you get a low tire pressure, it's going to pop up with a warning and tell you low tire pressure. It's going to tell you which of the four tires is low, and it's going to tell you what the exact pressure is. From there, when you pull into anywhere that has an air pump, leave your vehicle running, go to the tire that it says needs air and start putting air in. When you get up to the right pressure, the horn is going to beep once to tell you to stop. If for some reason you keep putting air in or went to the wrong tire, there is an upper limit. It'll beep the horn 3 times. Please stop putting air in your tire at that point. However, if that happens, we ask that you do one of two things. Either do the same thing to the other 4 tires or start letting air back out of that one tire until it gets back down to the right pressure, at which point it will beep once to tell you to stop. If we hit down again, we see speed limit signs. So this is a neat feature. This is called traffic sign recognition. As you pass by a speed limit sign, it will post it on this screen. It's also going to post it up between your time and temperature. It's a really neat feature so that if maybe you missed the traffic sign, the speed limit change, or you're driving down an old country road or something, maybe you don't remember what it was, it will show you on the screen so that you always know what the speed is. Next screen over to the right is our radio info. From this screen, you have total control of everything to do with your audio, all with the push of your thumb from right here while you're driving without having to reach over to look at the screen or change anything over there. So we've already seen the volume that we can change here. We can go through presets, or if you're streaming through Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or Bluetooth or USB, this will skip tracks. But from this screen here, pressing the OK button will change the source of my audio and allow me to set it right from there. My next screen over is to do with my safety features. Now, this screen will give you visuals to go with your safety features, but you're going to be more concerned with what's going on around you than you are the safety features itself, or the visuals. You have forward collision warning, which you will experience. I get it a couple times a week just based on the traffic around here, my driving habits. With this, if I'm driving home at the end of the day here, there's a hill that I got to go up where the speed limit is 60, but at the top of the hill there is a side street for a subdivision. If somebody's rounding that turn as I'm approaching, then what will happen here is I'll be coming around the turn, or sorry, I'll be coming up the hill. They'll be rounding the turn doing about 15. I'm doing 60 up the hill. The radar in the front of the vehicle gets within range and recognizes, hey, I'm going much faster than they are, and it will flash a warning on the screen here and beep at me inside the vehicle. They'll finish rounding the turn and nothing else happens. However, if they have to hit the brakes or a car in front of me piles on the brakes inside the vehicle, it will beep at me and flash a warning on the screen. The gas pedal will push back against my foot a little bit. And if I don't get over to the brake fast enough, my Sentra is going to start to apply the brake for me to help avoid or minimize an oncoming collision. This is your automatic emergency braking. It works the exact same way as the pedestrian detection, except the pedestrian detection is going to happen even faster and it's going to fully apply the brakes. This is because the pedestrian who walked out in front of you does not have any forward momentum, while the car that just hit the brakes in front of you does. Now, your automatic emergency braking and forward collision warning are run off of a radar in the front of the vehicle in behind the Nissan emblem, while your lane departure warning, which we'll talk about just in a second here, as well as your pedestrian detection, are run through a camera up behind your rear view mirror. Blind spot indicators are on the inside of the vehicle, on each side there, and they will light up and stay lit up a dull orange as long as part of a vehicle is in your blind spot. Now, while that indicator is lit up, let's say our driver's side is lit up a dull orange and I signal to go left while it's lit up, this is going to start flashing and it's going to beep at me inside the vehicle here, telling me, have a look over my shoulder, there is something in my blind spot. Your lane departure warning works at 60 kilometers an hour or higher. It's more of a highway feature. And again, using that camera up in the windshield there, if you start to drift out of your lane inside the vehicle using the haptic steering wheel, it's going to vibrate the wheel. It's just like hitting the rumble strips on the side of the highway. This is letting you know that you are drifting out of your lane. Now, if you signal beforehand, nothing happens because it knows you are intentionally coming out of your lane. You also have rear cross traffic detection, whereby if you're backing out of a parking spot and there's anything coming at you from within approximately 2 car lengths inside the vehicle, it will beep at you, and whichever side the movement is coming from, your blind spot indicator on that side of the vehicle will be flashing to let you know. You have rear sonar and rear emergency braking. Now, with our backup camera, I can see green, yellow, and red hash marks for my distance markers. With that, once whatever is behind me gets within the green hash marks, it's going to start to slowly beep at me. From there, the closer I get, the faster the beeping is going to get. Once I get close to those red hash marks, I'm going to get to a steady tone, and if I'm still backing up, the rear emergency braking is going to kick in and fully stop the vehicle. It does not sound great, but it is very reliable. So we're going to test that out right now. And there it is there. So it didn't sound wonderful, but it does work very well, and it stops the vehicle about a foot away from whatever is behind me there. The final thing that we have here is called high beam assist. Now I'm going to cover our light sensor up in the front here to trigger the headlights to come on, as we just saw. And for high beam assist, you simply push up to the high beam position, and we see what looks like a green bullet with an A. That means my high beam assist is on. So when I'm driving down the highway at night, because this works at 40 kilometers an hour or faster, and residential is typically too well lit for this to work. So at nighttime, I'm driving down the highway, I turn on my high beam assist. The high beams will come on if there is nothing ahead of me, but the moment a car is ahead of me, whether it's going the same direction or coming at me, the high beams will automatically turn back on. As soon as they're gone again, they'll turn back on. Now, they turn off when there is something coming at you. So it works remarkably well. It's automatic high beams is what it is. So we're going to turn that back off. I'll remove the notepad from the light sensor, and my lights will go back out. Our next screen over is our settings. Please don't be afraid to play with your settings. And I say this because at the very bottom, there is a factory reset. So you cannot mess anything up in the settings, although it might seem like it initially. We're going to go in and check for the driver assistance to make sure everything is on, because these are all of our safety features, and we do want them on. Speed limit sign recognition is already on. Parking aids, I want to display that. You can set your distance at which point this will all work. Right now it's set for medium by default. Rear cross traffic is on. Driver attention alertness is a neat little feature whereby if your lane departure kicks in 4, 5, or 6 times in a short period of time, up on the screen here you'll get a picture of a coffee cup show up along with a message asking if it's time for a break. This is because your vehicle is now recognizing you might not be as alert as you were starting out, which is why your lane departure is kicking in so much. And it might be time to get out, stretch your legs, have a tea or coffee, whatever the case is, or simply press the OK button and continue on as if the message never popped up. Your low temperature alert is just a snowflake that will show up beside our temperature up there when it is 3 degrees or lower, indicating there is a risk of black ice. So we're going to come down. You can set your clock in here. It's much easier to set from the infotainment system over here. Vehicle settings is where I want to go. So my lighting is all set. Now, by default, Nissan vehicles will automatically unlock the doors when the vehicle turns off. I want to change that because most people prefer it so that when you shift into park, it automatically unlocks the vehicle. And then we're going to come back out of locking. We're going to make sure our wipers are speed dependent. That's excellent. And then for maintenance, my oil control system is set for 16,000 kilometers by default. Now somebody has this one set for oil and filter on 8,000. We're going to change that because with the new Sentras as of 2021, it's 16,000 kilometers that you need to do your oil, or once a year, whichever hits first. Recommended maintenance is still every 8,000 kilometers as laid out in your owner's manual. So we're going to back out of here, and we're going to customize the display for the main menu, and just make sure we want to uncheck that blank screen. We're going to make sure everything else is on. And we're good. We'll back out of there. and again, and that's it. We are back to where we started. One last thing I want to go over here is our key fob. So with this, it is a key fob, which means that there is a battery inside, and those batteries typically last 2 to 4 years. The first indication that your key fob is starting to get low for the battery is you'll hop in, try and start it, and it'll say low, incorrect key ID. Let the message go away, try again, should start, no problem. The longer you go without changing your battery at that point, the more frequently that message will pop up until it just will not let you start. You may hit the point that your fob is dead and won't let you into the vehicle. So on the back, there is a little switch here that if I push this over and lift up, there's a key for the driver's side door to get in. Once I get in, I want to take the Nissan emblem on my key fob, put it against the start button, and with my foot on the brake, use this to push the start button in. That will still start your vehicle even though the key fob battery may be dead. Now to change the battery, you can do it yourself, or you can take it to Nissan, they'll do it for you. If you're going to do it yourself, just get something flat into one of these two little recessed areas and give it a little twist. It'll pop open. That will give you access to the battery inside, and the number on the battery is the battery size. They typically run about $6 or $7. It'll be $1 or $2 more for Nissan to do it, but they'll test everything for you in the process. On the key fob, we have our panic button or find my car in a parking lot. We've got our trunk release, unlock, and lock. Congratulations again on your 2021 Nissan Sentra S. This is a fantastic vehicle, great on gas, a lot of fun to drive, very comfortable and extremely reliable. But you already know that, that's why you bought it. If you still have any questions after going through all of this, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call, text, email, or stop into Regan's Nissan at 60 Baker Drive in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. We'll do everything that we can to help you out and answer all your questions for you. I look forward to seeing you when you're in for your regular maintenance and for when it's time for your next vehicle.